But speaking of Daniel Bryan, speaking of Bryan Danielson, one of his former students seems to be on her way to WWE. Jade Cargill returned during last week's edition of AEW Saturday Night Collision. She went on to face Chris Statlander for the TBS Championship on Rampage, where she lost. And the rumors have begun to circulate even before the match was even televised that Jade Cargill is leaving AEW for WWE. I don't think that this is a surprise. I don't. You know what? It is a surprise to me. However, I wanted to know how you feel regarding this news of Jade potentially going to WWE, and if you think that this is the move for her.
Okay, one, I'm not shocked. Two, I'm actually happy about it. Three, I'm I don't I'm not surprised that she wants to leave. And that she's wrapping it up or she's finishing, as they were putting it, with AEW, because she did enough. If you
Mm,
ask me, with the roster that they had, she did enough. She came in, she stole some ratings because she's strikingly good looking. Um, she was put in a Goldberg like position and
mm,
got this TBS belt. She put the belt over. She made the belt look important. She made the belt look good.
mm,
Um, I felt like she was a good representative. Had her out there uh, in the field at football, at baseball games and stuff like that. Had her on carpets for certain things. That was, I guess, she was just being a representative role for AEW. But she came in with her own resume, y'all. Like, she wasn't just like some
yeah.
randomly good looking woman that just wanted to become a wrestler. Like, she has an extensive resume. I think the woman got like 2 degrees. She models, she played basketball or whatnot. She just felt like wrestling. Like, she just felt like doing this. So she has like such an extensive resume, and she looks so good that I just feel like her coming into AEW was her doing them a favor. And I felt like one other thing I love that she did was how she brought the culture to AEW where there was barely any culture. I'll forever love her for her bringing in her sorority and giving us that little tidbit. I love that so much, and I love the way that she carries herself. She knows that she's that girl, and it feels really good to watch a woman of color come in and just know her value, know her worth, and make people work on her time. Like, Tony Khan knows that it's like, if I don't abide by whatever the hell she wants, like, I'm losing it, because she could just go anywhere because she's that valuable, and she knows she's valuable. She knows she got it. So, but she has this look in this field that I feel like would match better the format of WWE. She's exactly what they would be looking for, and quite possibly, like I don't know what would happen with Bianca if she did come in. I know they definitely going to have a match with that, but it's a good and bad thing, actually. Now I think about it, the more I think about it, I'm like, if she goes over to WWE, yes, we're gonna definitely get that dream match between her and Bianca, because people look at Bianca and Jade as being like the next coming of China. Beth, they compare them to. Gaz, they compare them to. And we just talked about last show about how Bianca needs a break. It'd be nice to have someone like Jade around so she could get a break, because everything that they want in Bianca, you can still get that with Jade. You know, everything, not in a competition manner. Am I saying this? But in a manner of just like, all right, we have more stars, more bigger than life stars that could be good representatives that are new and still fresh. That, it's like our next generation, our next wave of stars. So I could see that, and I feel like it would be a natural transition if she came to WWE. Like, not for nothing, when it came to the women in AEW, I felt like the only thing that made Jade's reign not as exciting as it could be is that they did lack storylines and personalities within like the women division, but they're
Yeah.
heavy on the entertainment factor with WWE. And there's a lot of different personalities to mix it up with. I could definitely see Carmella when she gives birth or whatnot, coming back and having like a little thing with Jade. I could see her mixing up with Bianca. I could see her getting in Charlotte's face. That's going to be a one hell of a match. And I could definitely see if for whatever reason, if Bianca just wanted to take like a break off for a year, you could still do a whole lot with Jade and have her run through the division and set something up for WrestleMania and have Bianca come back for her belt. Like I
Right.
feel like there's so much you could do with her. And she's money. She's money. They will probably cut her the fattest check there just
Yeah.
because they that division needs something. The division's not terrible, but the division needs something new and fresh to capture our eyes. And I think that if Jay came in as a heel, like a cocky ass heel, the way she came in the first time, this could work, and I'd be down for it. Um,
Hmm.
that's enough for my Jade gassing. I love my girl Jade. What do you think?
I think this is perfect. I think this is perfect timing. I think this is the best move for her. I think that she did the best, not the best she could, because that sounds condescending. I
No,
feel like she maximized her time in AEW because, mind you, she was learning on the fly and she was getting trained by Dustin and she was also getting trained by Brian Danielson. And to be
no
trained by those
PC.
two, no PC, and she learned all this on the fly. And I feel like if there was a point in time in which she wanted to go to the PC to just like refine herself and then go back out, I think that she would be just as fantastic, if not better. And so now that she's going to be in an environment where she's going to get, you know, where she has that option of going to the PC, I think it's going to do wonders for her. Also, I feel like this is going to be of great relief to WWE because I feel like one of the things that fans have wanted to see for a long time is a Bianca heel turn. And now there is a flexibility in that happening in the sense of Bianca can turn heel, Jade can be face, or if they just wanted to keep Bianca face and have Jade heel, because I feel like a lot of the things that we want Bianca to do as a heel, Jade can also do. And now there's less pressure on her to be a heel. But there's so many ways you can go about this. You can have Bianca turn heel and Jade turn face. You can have Jade be a heel and Bianca be a face. You can have Jade and Bianca as a tag team. Then again, I don't want them titles to be cursed. So there's so many options that you can kind of have as it pertains to Jade and Bianca. And then on top of that, like obviously we know that Jade is a star. We know that even as the TBS champion, she made that championship feel like a world championship. And because of that, she elevated that championship. And I feel like regardless of which brand she goes on, she's going to be money. Her look is money, her mic skills are money. Like, and I just think that WWE is going to have a ball with Jade, and who knows where she's going to turn up first. Do you think she's going to be a main roster girl or an NXT girl first?
You know, okay, I feel like WWE would definitely want to put her on the main roster immediately just because she has her own resume. Like
Mm,
she has her own resume going to where she could afford to bypass the NXT system. However, and we're probably gonna get into this later in the show, but I feel like they've been trying to like look for a Mandy Rose replacement. And I feel like if
mm,
you want that Mandy Rose replacement, you got that in Jade because they're very similar as well. Strong, sexy, educated. They're both very good talkers. They're both very convincing in the ring. Jade has proved that she could lead a faction, same way that Mandy proved that she could lead a faction. And brand, they both basically led their own brands. So I feel like if you wanted to just I feel like you could go about it in two ways. You could put her in NXT and you could help get some ratings over there by throwing Jade in because both the WWE fans and AEW fans are aware of Jade. So if you really
mm.
want to bring in some star power, but you want to make her earn it, you could put her in NXT. And like you just said, she could go through the ropes, she could learn, she could train, she got the PC right there. She could put over talent, come up organically, and face the bigger stars. But knowing how WWE likes to rush things, like if like this person's white hot, they want to keep the momentum going. I feel like they probably would just put her on the main roster, even though I'm not against either or. I could see it, but it's the way you go about it because I don't want Jay to fizzle out and be
Yeah.
placed in the position that Bianca almost succumbed to, where it just feels like oh, they're handing her everything. Like I would hate that for her, even though I'm not gonna be mad at it because she is that girl. What do you think?
Makes sense. I think that Jade should definitely just go straight to the main roster just because of how white hot she is. Um, as it pertains to like a Mandy Rose replacement, I honestly think that Jade can eclipse that. And we'll talk about the whole Mandy Rose thing because I have a theory pertaining to that. But I do think that Jade can eclipse Mandy Rose. And I think she's already, in my opinion, with her work in AEW was so good that it kind of rivals that of what Mandy Rose did. Um, because Jade was a newer talent. But
Yeah,
I think that I think that Jade should definitely go straight to the main roster and kind of work her way up. She's money, and I think that she should be treated as such. I don't think that she needs to go do developmental, and if she does, it doesn't need to be for a long time. Uh, so yeah, I feel like Jade is gonna go back to NXT, kind of similar in the way that Becky is doing now, but I don't think that she should start there, if that makes sense. But
that's fair.
I think that Jade is gonna do very, very well, and I'm very, very excited for her eventual appearance in WWE and debut. So, but we want to know how you guys feel. Let us know in the comments how you feel about Jade moving over to WWE from AEW. But we're going to move